The silent killer behind the disease. Welcome back to Zero Fat TV Think Different, where we constantly challenge the mainstream narrative and explore the breakthroughs that are reshaping our reality. Today, we are diving into a massive medical discovery that exposes exactly how cancer secretly hacks your body's internal wiring. For decades, doctors have watched helplessly as cancer patients suffered from cachexia, a devastating muscle-wasting syndrome that is responsible for up to a third of all cancer-related deaths. Scientists always knew the body was wasting away, but they never fully understood the sinister mechanism driving this rapid decline until now. This new research proves that the tumor is not just sitting there. It is actively manipulating your brain to work against you. Tumors hijacking. The nervous system. A groundbreaking study recently published in the journal Science has finally unmasked the deadly trick tumors use to survive and thrive. Researchers discovered that lung tumors actually hijack the body's nervous system by producing massive amounts of a specific compound known as PGE2. Instead of just affecting the local tissue, this compound acts directly on nearby sensory neurons, essentially tapping into the body's communication network. Once it infiltrates these neurons, the tumor sends a continuous, deceptive signal straight up the vagus nerve and directly into the brain. It is the biological equivalent of a computer hacker taking over your system's mainframe to rewrite your body's source code. Rewiring the brain to starve the body. Once this rogue signal reaches the brain, it triggers a catastrophic chain reaction that completely alters the patient's metabolism and behavior. The brain is tricked into suppressing the patient's appetite, convincing the body that it is not hungry even when it desperately needs nourishment. Because the body is being starved of incoming calories, it panics and begins cannibalizing its own muscle and fat reserves to keep the vital organs functioning. The tumor essentially forces the brain to starve the host, creating the severe physical wasting we recognize as cachexia. This explains why simply forcing patients to eat more calories never worked, because the brain itself was being manipulated by the tumor's hacked signals. Cutting the communication cord. Here is where the Think Different approach truly shines, because understanding this hack gives us the exact blueprint needed to stop it. Scientists realized that if the tumor is using nerve signals to cause cachexia, they could simply cut the communication cord to protect the patient. By using targeted therapies, common NSAIDs, or even high doses of specific fish oils, researchers were able to successfully interrupt this deadly nerve signaling. When the signal was blocked, the brain stopped suppressing the appetite, and the severe muscle wasting was dramatically halted. This incredible intervention proves that we do not always have to destroy the tumor to save the patient's quality of life. Sometimes, we just need to block its signal. A paradigm shift in medicine. This revelation represents a monumental paradigm shift in how the medical community will approach cancer treatment in the future. Historically, oncology has been obsessively focused on shrinking or removing the tumor itself, often overlooking how the disease manipulates the rest of the body. Now, doctors can develop dual-action treatment plans that attack the cancer cells while simultaneously shielding the nervous system from being hijacked. It opens the door to an entirely new class of supportive therapies that could extend millions of lives and drastically reduce the suffering associated with late-stage cancer. As we continue to decode the complex language of the human body, we are finding that the best solutions often require us to look outside the traditional boundaries of medicine. Summary: rethinking the battle. To summarize this incredible breakthrough, scientists have finally discovered that tumors cause deadly muscle wasting by hijacking the vagus nerve and tricking the brain into starvation mode. By identifying the specific PGE2 compound responsible for this hack, researchers can now use targeted therapies to block the signal and stop cachexia in its tracks. This discovery completely transforms our understanding of cancer from a localized threat to a systemic hacker that manipulates our neural pathways. If you want to keep staying ahead of the curve and exploring the science that changes our world, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thank you for tuning in to Zero Fat TV Think Different. And remember to always question the narrative and keep your mind open to the impossible. Thanks for watching Zero Fat TV. Think different. Yo, that's a lot to unpack. If you made it all the way to the end, real talk, that's commendable. Respect. Do me a solid and share this with a friend who needs it. And let's keep thinking different together. I'll see you over at Zero Fat TV Think Different. More fire waiting for you. Peace.